Hello, Papercut here, back with another replay review. This time we have Spartan Lord, who on my Discord requested, in my Discord coaching group requested a replay review of this 2v2 match with him and his buddy Mr. Nobody. They're on Hemeyama against Zushi and Jeanne d'Arc. Spartan Lord plays as Biz, and Mr. Nobody plays as OOTD. Interesting pairing of two civs. So the thing about 2v2s is you have to consider what you're both going to run. You want to be fighting together as much as possible, so how can you best synergize? I think you Spartan Lord will most likely want to go Limitane, and then either Javelin Throwers or Longbows, while Mr. Nobody goes pure Men-at-Arms and or Horsemen. And this will just create the best synergetic comp for you two. I'm interested to see how you guys decide to play. Are you guys trying to go to Castle? Are you guys trying to play in Feudal? You're both kind of Castle civs. Your strengths on the line Castle, though you can both play Feudal, and especially with the changes to Biz coming in the next batch, your Feudal will be much better with the faster mercenaries. I think it's just going to really depend on what your opponents are doing, because your opponents are more of the aggressors. Is Jeanne d'Arc going to be aggressive? Is Zushi going to go for that? What am I thinking of? Zugnu Rush. So we'll see you guys do. We'll give the advice as we go. Let's get into it. First, as always, looking for a clean opening. I would not go berries this early. While you do get olive oil earlier, then you can't do anything with the olive oil yet, and this is still relatively slower gathering, so you're ruining your age up timing. I would just go on sheep and save the berries for, I'm guessing you're going to want to do the winery landmark. The winery landmark's kind of meta right now, and you going horseman on the hippodrome I don't think is your best move, especially against the civs you're about to play against. So you look how slow your age up timing is. You reached 200 gold way faster than you did food, 400 food, and that's because you're on berries. Berries just take too long. And you're going to go Hippodrome. I don't necessarily agree with this. I think the power of Byzantine comes from their olive oil, and you want to up that with the Grand Winery. And this is your best chance to get olive oil. You can get it as a good amount early before your opponents come and attack you, and you can get that even more if you aged up earlier, which you're not because you did berries so soon. And I just don't know if Hippodrome's the way to go. Why does your buddy have 4 on stone? Is he doing second TC? That's pretty crazy. One thing I'm noticing is we haven't yet seen scouting of the opponent's base yet. We really need to see you checking what your opponent is doing. Especially you guys need to keep eyes on JD as much as possible. You know where Jeanne d'Arc is going, and jump in here if possible. So if you're going to do this Imperial Hippodrome opening, your horse needs to be at his base. Because here's the thing. The weakness of this, in my opinion, is that since you're going against a Knight Civ, his Knights beat your Horsemen. So the reason you're going Horsemen is that you need to be across the map harassing his gold and making his Knight chase you and keeping him in his base. If you're just making Horsemen here, his Knight comes over, and what's the point of the Horsemen? That's why, in my opinion, I like better the Grand Winery, because then you're getting olive oil. You can get longbows or javelin throwers, and then you get Limitane as your front line, which is so much better. And Limitane hold up well against JD, because JD wants to make archers to counter your spearmen, and your archers take less damage from, not your archers, your Limitane take less damage from archers, so they're giving away less XP. Oh, the Knight's going to your buddy. I mean, if they saw the second TC, that's a good pretty good second TC timing from him. Getting the berries, though, I would have liked the second TC here. It gets this deer, protects this wood line. Or if he had done it here, which gets him deer, berries, and this wood line, this is not worth it. He's not getting enough from these berries on the second TC. You saw, okay, so we see there is an archery range. He's probably going Zugnu Rush. They're probably being aggressive. I'm guessing the Zugs are going to be right here, and his Knights are coming. His Knights will be the front line. His Zugs will be attacking. Boom, let's check it. Zugnu. Knight coming in. Yep. So you guys haven't scouted this, to my knowledge. You haven't scouted this. And if you did, you have 2 options. You need to immediately raid one of them to pull them back. But really, you need to be coming over here to help, because right now he has 0 units, and this feels like he's about to get rushed down. Now you're doing 1-1-1, Good catch. You need to be giving them hell right now. Now you're noticing he has this, and now you're seeing this battering ram coming up. The lack of scouting is really hurting you guys. You don't know what he's doing right now. I think this is catching you off guard. When you see this, the raid here is good with the horsemen here. You need to be sending all your units down here, and you need way more limited A. And he needs units of some sort. Because what works well, what would do okay here is if you had, if he was making men-at-arms, the men-at-arms tank to kill the rams, and while that's happening, you're a hero of longbows to snipe out his Zugnu, and your limited are protecting your longbows. Like, that's the ultimate part here. You're just trying to survive until you guys can outproduce him, because he's getting more eco, you're getting extra units from olive oil, but I'm afraid you don't have the units to stop this, and now he's going to lose villagers. Because here's the thing. Here's another reason why this would be so powerful. See, he's doing this now. His men-at-arms can come in here and start attacking the battering ram, and the TC can be firing on the Zugna the whole time. You look at all these units you have. If these units are down here, you wipe this. Here's the alternate reality of this. Because look what you did. Your raid actually pulled his knights back. So the Zugnu rush is happening. No knights. And JD's about to get sniped, which is a perfect... I love that he clicked on JD to kill him there. If your units are down here, you'd clean this up. And then you guys just roll into Zushi's base and wipe him. And if he comes and raids you with knights, you just hide and keep massing limit the here. Also, let's look at your eco. Your eco is a little messed up. Why do you have 7 on gold? Now, if you had 7 on gold because you were aging up, trying to age up, that makes sense. But if you're making units, none of your units require gold. So in that case, if all you need is gold for upgrades, so you should have 3 on gold, and you should be getting broadaxe. You want to get wheelbarrow and horticulture, which are huge for you, getting berries. And I think you just drop you more barracks, and you keep making limited A, and you keep getting your olive oil. You want like 8 or 9 on wood, so you can keep getting farms around and keep getting olive oil. And all these villagers should be on food, so you can just mass produce limited A. You just mass produce limited A, and then you keep making mercenaries is your best move here as Byzantine. But you need way more limited A once his knights come in. Your Odor of the Dragon Buddy's doing work here, and now you arrive. Still raiding here, which is awesome. Good use of micro. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. You just lost them for nothing. And now here's where the weakness of you guys' comp comes. No limited A. Your horseman just got wiped. Because in reality, if he gets enough Zug, your horsemen just bleed. And now the longbows have nowhere to hide from the night rush. Which is why you desperately need... And the second he puts up towers, this horsemen don't work anymore. You desperately needed more limited A, which is why I think the weakness of this opening, it really hurts you. I think Grand Winery is a better option for you. Yeah, this is rough now. You're still raiding, but it's hard to maintain the raid because of the towers. Now he's running in here, killing Order of the Dragon villagers. I can't believe he just fisticuffs the knight with his villagers, but it kind of worked. He should get textiles at this point. He really needs textiles. He's doing a good... I mean, like, he's losing villagers, but, like, he's doing an okay job, like, delaying this attack. Like, shout out to Mr. Nobody. He's over here literally fighting for his life, and you're not sending units anymore. You should be rallying down to here. Or you should be raiding the Zushi player. So he's got tower on his gold. You forced him to make farms, which is good. And that's another thing. You only raided one spot. Gold, great. You know what else he needs? He needs food. He needs food so bad as John Dark because he needs knights. So you should have been raiding his food back here. And your goal is to basically... I would have left one horseman that just rotates, that you have him on... That he just sits here. I have another horseman right here, so you catch him going out on deer. Because if he gets no food, like he has no food right now, he can't make units. You never tried raiding the Sushi player who is now out of his base because he's used so much wood. So your horsemen still have a lot of raiding opportunities. You're just not using them. The best way for your comp to work here is you are just raiding both of them like crazy, forcing them to come back and chase you, which buys them space. Instead, you threw them away, and then you stopped raiding, and you're not even sending units down to help them. And losing those longbows really hurts because you're very slow in making mercenaries, and this is like mercenaries are such a huge thing for you, and that's why I'm gonna harp on this one last time. I won't mention it again. Going Hippodrome really slows you down because the Grand Winery gets you the Grand Winery on your initial bears gets you 2 rounds of mercenaries, which is huge in a fight. That's 10 longbows, and then you can go into the next berries. Then you can keep adding berry farms around your TC. You can add them around the Grand Winery, and then you're just pumping mercenaries. He's just bleeding villagers. Like his second TC hasn't paid off anymore now. You're at 35. He's at 34. 35. Okay. It's paid off slightly, but they're doing the right thing. They just need to keep. Now he gets okay. Good. Now he has textiles, but eventually, he's very lucky because the John Dark's player's job should be right now is just rotating a knight around the outside. And if he does that, he's off food, and then he's dead. And now he's switching to farm, so he's going to be even slower on resources. He needs a market. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He needs a market to buy food. And you need houses. And you need more production buildings. Your eco is getting out of whack now. You need to be doing the macro cycle regularly, where you check, are you making villagers? You're not. So just constantly checking your teeth to make sure you're making villagers. 2. Oops. There we go. 2. You need to make sure you're checking your resources and spending down. So you always rallying units while you have resources. You should be, unless you're going castle. And then 2, you need to ask yourself, what do I need? Which my resources be split? You need Limit Dene and you need Horsemen. Both are food heavy. You have 12 on wood, and you're not using that wood. So when you see this, you go, what do I need? I need units. I need more food. I need more production to spend my food. That's when you drop 2 more barracks, and that's when you start building farms so that you can use that food. Also, as Byzantine, you should be on 3rd cistern by now. But you're really leaving your buddy down here out to dry here, and he just ran out of food. So you're counterattacking, but this isn't going to be enough. Did you check the food? You have got to check. You did. Nice. This is a good pickup. This is a good pickup. And then you come in just the nick of time. He just gets immersion. Oh my god, he's gonna lose it. Oh. And honestly, this is one, you didn't raid the sushi player until now. But those raids were good. Those raids were good. But look at how many units you don't have. I say that because you didn't spend the resources. Now you're dropping farms, which is great. But you're not continuously making units. And when you're facing this sort of rush, when you're playing defense like this, you have to always be making units. If you stop making units, you die. It's the fact of it. And as your eco grows, you need more production. So you've hampered yourself in 2 ways. You're not spending your resources, and you're not building more production to spend these resources. Because this was completely preventable. Your raids were doing enough. Your Mr. Nobody was doing enough. He is enough. You just didn't make enough units to help him, and this is kind of on you. Yeah. So check your resources, keep spending on your resources, keep getting more production. And now what? It's kind of like a now what moment, right? You've killed a lot. Okay. Not bad, honestly. So you're on 43 vills. So nobody's on 35 vills. Zushi's on 39. John Dark's on 27. And he's stuck in his base from your raid, so that's been successful. You need to call out how much eco damage you think you've done, because you've done a lot. And once you clear this, I think you guys rush castle. But you have to clear that first, because he's gonna keep attacking here. You need to keep making units. Do you have your production on a hotkey? Because it feels like a lot of times you're just not making units. So what you need to do, I put all mine on 3 or 4 depending on the game. So I'm going to hold shift, double click, and get all of them. Put them on 3. And watch what this allows me to do. Your army's on 1. I'm looking at my army. I can click 3. Then I can rally to the spot. Q, 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 Q. Now I have units coming. Because you need to always be making units. And you stop making units, I think, when you are doing stuff. Let's watch your vision. So you're setting up your eco. You just got an age up. Now you're aging up. You're still not making units. Now you're fighting. Yeah, you can't do that. Why are we taking this fight? He has knights, a level 3 John Dark. You have 4 Limitine, and you had some horsemen, and you have 5 longbows. This is not a fight you take yet. Oh, there were 4 men at arms here. Okay. Okay, I think you still took too much damage. Here's the thing. You guys have already sacrificed all the stuff down here. Why are we fighting over what? This mining camp? You guys could have sat here and kept massing units and then taken this fight. You going castle is good, but I'm afraid you're going to be out of units and this raid's going to come in and kill everything. Honestly, you've done so much eco damage. I think just making units and going. Because making units ensures that you don't die from another push, which another one's coming. And 2 allows you to keep raiding and keeping them behind. Going castle, I think, was too greedy. And I know this is because this hasn't cleared up yet. Like, you're going castle under duress. When, if you're just making units, I think you win this. But don't take fights until you absolutely have to. Like, him taking the fight on that TC down there was right. You guys taking the fight here now was not, and you paid for it. You lost way too many units. Here comes the knights. You have nothing to defend because you stopped making units. Notice that? You stopped making units while you're aging up. It's a lot of units. You guys not die here. I'm honestly surprised. Because this is literally all your guys' food resources right here. You have farms, but he doesn't. You need to upgrade the mercenary contract right now. That's actually been the first thing you've done. Because now you're going to get free resources from Golden Horn. You need to be making resources. And you need crossbows. And Limitine. Knights would actually do great here if he's made a bunch of cataphracts. But with the amount of Zug, you need mangonels, and that's what you're making. But yeah, this is over. That sucks. I mean, at this point, it's just them working you down. He went second TC, yeah. I mean, it's over. I appreciate you guys valiantly stayed in it and tried, but it's over. Yeah, in the end, you guys took too long to scout what they were doing. When you did know what he was doing, I don't think you responded well enough because you didn't focus your resources based on your goal. Your goal should have been, I need to mass up and defend my, like, wherever the Zug you're at, that's where the fight's happening. You needed a wall up so you couldn't get raided, and then you're just sending units to him. And massing, because your longbows was the key to that fight. Your longbows sniping out Zugnu as they're building rams, as they're pushing, would have given him the space to kill the rams, and he would never have died. And then your Limitine protect from night raids. At his base, and at home. And it's such a powerful thing, because you can make so many Limitine, because all your range is coming from olive oil. But you didn't set that up. You didn't keep making units. You castled at a greedy time, and that's why you lost. Your raids were great, but they didn't offset those issues. So it really comes down to scouting what your opponent's doing. 2 TCY OTD is great. If you can get out the villagers, his eco will start to pop off. He can make a lot of units, but you have to support him by making units and making sure he stays alive. I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in getting more coaching or getting more support, of course, if Spartan Lord's already there, but if you want more, check my description in the video and join my Discord in the link. And plenty of people there who are just talking the game, having a good time and learning. Good luck on your games.